Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Heavyocity's Avant. I think it's a sound design library created by Heavyocity using Rhodes keyboards and other cool electronic keyboards, and they've actually ended up creating a really cool sound design library as they usually do. I've gone ahead and actually made a track ahead of time here so we can hear how it would actually be in use in a cinematic context, and let's have a listen to that and then I'll get to my thoughts and opinions. Okay, so that's what it sounds like. So let's jump in and start having a look at what instruments I actually use. I only used presets in this as well to keep it as authentic as possible. I didn't go really crazy sound designing with it, but I have spent the whole day with the sound library just sort of trialing stuff out. So first things first, what I actually started this track with was a pad. So it was this pad right here. Now the funny thing is this actually just goes through two chords the entire track, so I don't actually change the chords. Oh, actually that's a lie, sorry. There is actually a F major 7 here and then an E minor here, but yeah, it tends to stay between the A minor and G a lot of the track. But yeah, so this pad here, this is the interface of what it actually looks like here. So again, very creative, and when you actually play stuff, that middle part there with the circle in it starts moving. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They never really fail to impress with their graphics that they do in Heavyocity's sound library. So yeah, this is actually one of the presets called Touch of Heaven pad. So you can actually do pad sounds in this as well, so it's not just a keys library as well. What I'll do is I'll actually play through some of the sounds in just a moment anyway, so you can hear that. But yeah, so when I started the track, I've come up with this I've gone to this preset and I've actually come up with this chord progression, and that's actually stemmed the whole track. What I then heard over that was something playing keys, and I actually got this one here. And all this is doing, guys, is it's literally just doing an arpeggio on a chord. So that again is another preset. It's just another preset by on Avant. It's called Gently Into the Night. And that sounds like this. Wait, let me make sure my octaves are good. Yep. You see, it's got a lot of effects on it that it just rings out as well. Yeah, you can see here, all I'm literally doing is playing an A minor. I think it's up here, yeah. And then we go down to the G. Oh. Then back to the A minor. And that's all that's really doing, guys. I just had that actually doing that in the track. You know, over the pad, I could hear that I wanted that in there right away to create some sort of motion in the piece. After that, I think we've got another one here. Oh, no, that's Etheria. Yeah, we've got another one here. So again, this is more of a sound design pad. So this is just literally doing this. And here again, that's just adding motion. It's actually called motion waves. How cool does that look when it plays? Yeah, another preset called motion waves there. It literally is just doing a single note. I think it's just doing A to B. Yep, A to B. It's just following the chord progression, creating some motion with that sort of pulsing sound that it has. And then let's have a look. That's not it. Right, just seeing if there's any. I don't name my tracks, guys, and this this is so bad, but I don't name my tracks, so I'm having to look for where I've used them. Okay, here's another one. So we have later in the track. The funny thing is, I'm actually at this point using this for a bass line. I do have some brass in here doing the low brass that you typically do, but that doubled with that creates a really thick, powerful tone. There's a lot of sound design elements in this library. It's not just keys, as I was saying. I think that might be all the elements I've actually used in there, but they are literally prominent throughout the entire track. Yeah, so I think that's all the elements I've actually used of Avant in this actual project. If I was to solo those through, in the beginning we'd have this. Which you can tell is basically the main foundations of this track. It's kind of making the sound of this track. I tell a lie though, there was one more element that I actually had in this part, which is actually kind of crucial as well, and it was just this. Again, just another preset from Avant there. It's Ice Serpents. Guys, all that is doing as well is a simple arpeggio yet again. I'm doing a lot of arpeggios in this. This is literally just A, E, A. That's all that one's actually doing, but again, so crucial to the song, because if we was to solo, again, only the Avant sound libraries, just to see what they're actually doing. Just looking for the last one. Oh, there we go. Just make sure we haven't got any more. Yeah. Cool. So if we was to solo what the Avant libraries are in the end part of the song as well, we'd have this. So yeah, as you can see, guys, Avant has created the core sounds to this track pretty well. Let's actually go into now what the interface actually looks like a bit. So with the interface here, obviously you've got your standard things. I've delved into a bit with the effects here as well. So you've got compressors, saturation, EQ, filters. You've also got some reverbs there as well. You've actually got quite a bit of freedom to actually manipulate the sounds in a way as well. So we've got an arpeggiator here as well. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff here, and you can actually pick the source of the sound as well to actually change that. You can see this one's an EBO at the moment, so you can actually change that to different types of sounds there as well with the source. But yeah, it's got quite an intuitive interface overall, with lots of freedom and creativity to actually change the sound to fit the project or fit the timing as well. I haven't actually put any effects on this, I should say as well. So I haven't actually put, these are just the raw sounds. I haven't actually put any effects on the sounds themselves. So they actually come with that amount of effects. But as you can see in the actual interface itself, there is actually quite a lot of room for that anyway. So they do tend to have a lot of effects on there. One thing I do want to actually show you though is when I was playing around with it earlier, they do have more normal keys as well. So if you go to core keys, these are just going to be unaffected keys. So it would just be... Okay, so it's just like a basic Mark II. And then you can also just go for a couple of those. Got a soft one. And got a bowed one there as well. So it seems to be what they've done is they've actually taken those raw sounds there, and they've actually created all of these presets from these raw sounds of electronic keyboards, which is pretty cool because it's not really done that much. Everyone always gets the attention to acoustic pianos and stuff like that. So yeah, they've done quite well with actually taking these electronic keyboards and making them sound like something different. One thing I didn't actually put in this project as well, which I'll show you as well, there's some rhythmic elements to it as well. So a couple of these are... But yeah, so that's some of the rhythm section there that's included. They also do have a rhythmic melodic one as well, which sounds like this. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy. Just pretty crazy sounds overall, I think. So yeah, that's some of the sounds in the melodic part of it. So it's rhythmic melodic, and then we'll go through some of the extended quickly. So these are the ones that, when they've taken the original sounds, they've actually created playable sound designing type ones. So they usually have a lot of effects. Like a lot of bass in them down the low end. That's very nice to go up the scale. pads in here. Yeah, these are basically the some of the extended sounds in there. There's quite a few more presets, but you can also just dive into creating your own as well in here, because you can just load the default one here, which is basically a basic key sound, and then you can just play around and see what you get. There's also all stars. I'm not really sure what this section's, is just a bit random. I'm not sure what it means. Yeah, very nice sounds. So yeah, that's Avant. It has quite a few sounds that comes with it. I think you'll be good to go with some of the presets that are actually in there. Hopefully I've kind of shown you what's in that song. Just walking through very quickly how I actually made this track, in case you're after creating a similar sound in context to, say, an epic song or something like that. So yeah, as I said, I started with this pad, and then it was called Touch of Heaven, so that's in there already. And that was with these two chords, which was just A minor and G. And then when I've gone to the this keyboard here, it's just again doing an A minor to a G. Okay. And then even when I swap to the F major 7, I do the bass as an F. And then I just swap down to that E minor as well. So yeah, that's it. That's basically the 4 chords in the song. And then obviously we've got that motion pad there. I've got a couple of passion from Theorem, I think that's how you say it. In this anyway. So I've got the low end booms here, which are just creating that. just playing throughout the track on the downbeats. And then I've also got, believe it or not, session strings too. I'm not gonna lie, I usually don't go to this as a string library, but in Contact 7 now I've been demoing a lot of things like this. And then when I got to session strings too, when I was doing this, and when I was actually playing the song and it demoed that, the ambience just fit in, so I used it. Yeah, so I don't really use session strings too much on kind of orchestral or epic stuff, but it made its way into this one. So this was the drama preset from there, and that's just doing this. Yeah, simple chords really. And then I had some Storm Choir Ultimate here, literally just doing a one note on the chord. Pretty much. And then we've got some more Ferrum percussion, which was the anvils and Metallic Room Towers Long as well, so they sound quite distant. Then I had here Ethera. I'm probably butchering all these names. Ethera Gold. And I was just having a synth string sound, basically. Very big ambience, but you can see how well that fits with the session strings one I had here. Because they've both got that ambient epic, sort of icy cold kind of texture to them that makes it really atmospheric. And then we've got Roth, which I love the UI of, by the way. But it's just doing this ping in the beginning. That's it. It's a sound design library, that one. And then we've got Caspian's 6 French horns in the end, just doing a little. That's it, really. Yeah, that's it, really. And then we've got solo violin by, I believe it's Nucleus. Yeah. And then we've got low brass pads by Cinebrass. And yeah, that's basically it. That's how it is. So, I mean, hopefully I've given you a good idea of what kind of things you can make with Avant anyway. I think it's a really cool sound design library, typically paying some attention to the electronic keys, because as I said, acoustic keys tend to get a lot of the attention and electronic keys tend to be forgotten. But it's really good for this kind of ambient stuff that you want to create. So I'll play the track one more time through for you as I'm ending the video. And as always, if you want to see more, then please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.